I'm at Seabrook, New Hampshire Goodwill. Let's go inside and see what they have today. I hope it's going to be a good day to find some treasures here. It'll be real cool to see what they have. I haven't been here in a little while, so come along with me and we'll check things out. I'm at the Seabrook, New Hampshire Goodwill, as I said, and I come up here, I don't know, maybe once a month or twice a month, and yeah, they're fully stocked right now because it's after the holidays, of course. You see there's a lot of these Build-A-Bear stuffed animals, and I do have a lot of stuffed animals already in my inventory, so I won't be picking that up today. Of course, there's going to be a lot of Christmas leftovers, and I'm looking for vintage Christmas particularly. See, these looked good to me because I do crafting as well. And I thought, let's see, I might use those. So I did put them in my cart. And we'll have to see if I take them home or not. So I was hoping for a lot more Christmas. Last year I scored some great vintage Christmas stuff. So I'm going to check out each one of these bags to see if there's anything worth taking home. But there wasn't too much, I thought, as I was looking around. Again, being a crafter, I could use almost anything. So just keep on checking, and hopefully there's some good treasures here. Always looking for the price tag and any of those specials that are happening with the color tags. But again, kind of a lot of junk left on the shelves. This Goodwill, it's a hit or miss Goodwill too, so just going to keep scouting out for something worth picking up to resell or to craft with, or even add to my collection. See if this was a good price. Maybe I would have picked this up. But didn't look like it was worth it, honestly. Yeah, so some good Christmas ornaments would have been great. Even vintage tinsel had come in very handy last year for gift giving and also for my crafting. Sometimes you can find vintage ribbon, and that's worth picking up to resell. Don't see much at all though, unfortunately. There was another Goodwill I went to recently though that they had a lot of those salt dough ornaments. Let's see, so now I do start to get out of that section and into just the general items, wood items here. A couple things catch my eye. I wasn't sure about this. I think it's a tissue holder. It seemed kind of cute, but it wasn't in good shape. So I did not pick that up. That was cute cat little shelf sitters that I saw there. I was intrigued by this set. I don't know if it was like a little bowling set for kids. That's what it seemed like. Sometimes handmade toys are great. I do have a lot of toys in my inventory. I'm always intrigued by the vintage mug racks like that, but that one didn't seem like it was old. So I wasn't going to be picking that up either. Let's see. I know I found some other things here that one wasn't too bad, but I wasn't going to pay the price it showed. It's unfortunate that sometimes, you can find cute things. So this I liked. That little plaque. I do well selling plaques, and religious things can sell. I thought it was a cute saying, so I did pick that up. Still looking through all the wood stuff. Seeing what they have. They're starting to put spring items out. Easter. So I'll always check the holiday items, no matter what season we're in. Because if I saw something that was good, vintage, I love vintage. So if I saw a vintage Easter thing now, even though Christmas just ended, I definitely would pick that up. Or even if it was Halloween or Christmas, if it's worth picking up, you can list those items all year round. I was intrigued by that, wasn't sure what that was. This was a cute little purse, little cat purse, and it seemed like it was new, but I think it held like a phone that would have been way outdated. I put it in my cart just to check it out, and then I ended up by putting back. I think just being a little kitty purse for kids would have been cute, but it wasn't just that. It was to hold an older style phone. Oh, I didn't even see that Ford cover seat right there. I overlooked that. Shoot. That might have been something good. Oh my goodness. Thought that was cute, that yes dear button. Oh, I ended up by getting this for my craft tables. I've seen them many, many times and I've picked them up before, but this was a brand new pack. And they usually go for, a heck of a lot more than what that Goodwill tag had on it. Electronics, can be great. I just don't know enough about them, and it takes too much effort and time to learn. These items here, hand lotion, soaps, things like that, can do well too if they're a good name brand. But I had a feeling that some of these were just very inexpensive, maybe even Dollar Tree items. So I passed on those. I once was very big into buying mugs from Goodwill and Savers in the thrift stores we have around here. But I have so many in my inventory that I haven't even listed, so I'm not really looking at them. Wasn't quite sure what those things were. They had a lot of pillows, and some of the pillows there was a couple here that were really cute. I just don't know about using up used pillows. I know a lot of resellers do sell them. See, those were really cute, those baby ones. There was like 3 of them. And I just don't know about reselling pillows. See how many they had? And some of them were really cute. Some of them were really nice. And I thought to myself, well, the holiday ones weren't probably used all that much, probably just taken out for the holidays and put away, so those probably would have been fine to take, but they take up a lot of space in storage, and then you got to ship them. I don't know. I actually like selling ceramics, glass, small things. I tried selling baskets. I have baskets that are listed in eBay, and not much luck with them. So I have been more interested in looking at the art. And these were a lot of, TJ Maxx, Home Good type things. I thought that was kind of cute, that trick-or-treat one. I considered getting that. But I think the price was not something I wanted to pay. But going forward, I do have some pieces in my inventory that I have listed or I need to list. And what's popular right now is hand-done signed art. Thought that Snoopy one was so sweet that somebody painted, but it was actually a paint by number. I'll zoom in so you can see that it was actually a paint by number. That was neat. It was on canvas. But yeah, so I recently sold a print, and it was so large. It was the first time I had something that was so large, and it had to be shipped from Northeast Massachusetts to Alaska, and that was an ordeal to try to figure that out, to package and ship at a reasonable rate. I almost lost a lot of money, but I repackaged it and it went okay. So nothing really going on here on these shelves. Again, I need to be very careful now looking at art for the size and the weight and all that, because it can get difficult shipping out. but I'm also trying to learn. So I always go through them no matter what. I always try to learn a little bit about what's good, maybe look up the comps. Sometimes I find really awesome pieces of art for myself. So keep looking over here. Sometimes the frames are worth more than what's inside more than the image, painting or print. Nothing really. And I think it's kind of rare that you're going to come across, or at least around where I live, come across a good piece of signed art, original art. So I never feel like it's a waste of time. I always feel like I'm learning something as I go along. I didn't know if that was something worth picking. Even the frame I thought was definitely, the frame looks vintage to me, but there was a little damage and wasn't quite sure about that, so I did not pick that one up. And just keep on looking. I have sold vintage metal frames, gold frames, brass, and yeah, I made good sales with those, but I also have a bunch in inventory, so I didn't need to pick that up. These little dog prints were just cute, I thought. Oh, one's a bear, the other one's two dogs or whatever. Frames, and more frames. Like I said, I do have baskets in my inventory. I really haven't had not too much luck with them. So we do live by the ocean. That's why you see that beach sign. I'm on the East Coast. I live East Coast, Massachusetts, but on the border of New Hampshire. And we have a lot of antique shops and vintage shops around here. Thrift stores, we have Goodwills, Savers, Salvation Armies, and small church thrift stores, which sometimes those are the best ones. Salvation Army is a little bit ways out for me, but so I can find inventory both in Massachusetts and in New Hampshire, which is a lot of fun. Still not finding too much. I'm not sure why I double back to the Christmas. I just was hopeful, I guess. I have a love for the Eiffel Tower. I looked at that thinking I could get that for myself, and I don't need anything like that. But I'm always going to check things out like that and just enjoy it while I see it. Some spring things you can see here, nothing special. Now we're going over towards the glass section, and there's actually a lot more colored glass here than usual. A lot of times you just see clear, and some clear glass can do well if you know what you're looking for. American cut glass, some people are starting to recollect those again. And the thing with that is you want to make sure that each cut is fairly sharp. If it's not sharp, then it most likely is a pressed glass, not a brilliant American cut glass. So there's some good things to learn about all different types of glass. I thought that little vase was really sweet. It was a Hallmark. I think they priced it too high. It's probably why I did not pick it up, because I love little tchotchkes like that. I tend to call them knickknacks, actually. Well, so as you can see, this is only my second video, and I made a mistake of turning my phone to the wrong angle. But I didn't want to cut this piece out because I do tend to sell toys a lot. And I have so much in my inventory. I do not need to be looking in this section. But I guess I'm attracted to the bright colors. And I do end up by picking up this game. See how it says Ipswich? Well, Ipswich is the name of the town I grew up in. and it's special to me, and I've never seen this game before. I love board games, and I'm just like, I can't pass this up. So I did take this home. I still have to look at it and do some research on it, but I'm excited about it, and yeah, it'll be fun to figure out what this is. I've never heard of it before, and I told my family members about it because they also love playing board games. So we're in the book section, and I do have some books in my inventory that I have sold a few books here and there, but nothing too special. And I have books that have been listed for a long time. They're not great. I don't do well selling books in my area, I guess.